Take a look at the Pelicans starting five. It'll look a lot different this season compared to last. 4 of the 5 projected starters were not on the team in 2018-19, with Jrue Holiday being the lone holdover. The rest of the starting 5 is projected to be Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, obviously Zion, and Derek Favors. And okay, so we heard everything that was in Jalen's piece, but we haven't heard from you, Jay Will, on the pieces around Zion, this Pelicans team, and exactly how that adds value, or what does that do for Zion and his capabilities?
Back in the day, Ben Wallace told me this great story. He's like, if I just hustle, if I play hard and I get 2 rebounds per quarter, I end up with 8 rebounds. If I get 1 putback per quarter, I end up with 8 and 8. 8 and 8 can get me like 40 million, right? And my thing is, for Zion, athletically, he's an icon. Look, athletically. Skill set wise, he still has room for improvement, but he plays so damn hard all the time. Like, he can end up getting 16 and 9 like on an easy day just because he brings that tenacity all the time. That's a scary part about who he is as an individual, Woj.
Yeah, and the athleticism, like you said, Jay, it is through the roof. Lonzo Ball told me in some of the early pickup games, you know, he was throwing full court alley-oop dunks to him. He said if you throw it anywhere near the rim, he's going to get it and he's going to dunk it. And I think Lonzo Ball is going to be a big part of Zion Williamson's success. And I think the building of this young core in New Orleans, this is a player who certainly, we know what he went through with the Lakers. You know, right now, there's always been so much focus on his father, LaVar Ball. But right now, he is just treating him as his father. He's not his coach anymore. He's not his business manager. He's not his agent. He's not his hype man. And I think that certainly has changed the dynamic, but he has changed his body. He told me he stopped going to In-N-Out Burger all summer, got a chef. and we've seen how dramatically changed and refined his jump shot is. Yes. And that's certainly, you're going to play point guard in this league. Yes, you've got to be able to shoot, but you got to shoot better than 45, 50% from the free throw line if you're going to have the ball in your hands at the end of a game. And
don't be shy, Woj. You can listen to that entire conversation that he had with Lonzo on the Woj pod, and it was a really good listen. But we haven't even mentioned Jrue Holiday and what he adds. And I think you said it, that the locker is right next to Lonzo. So what is the effect that he's supposed to have as the lone kind of holdover as a starter?
It's funny, like whenever you hear from David Griffin or you hear from Trajan Langdon, their assistant GM, they talk about how he sets the tone, the bar so high. Now, his seat is next to Lonzo's seat in the Pelican Arena, right? And when you have a guard that's so experienced that just their work threshold is just what they do each and every day, I think for a young player to see that, how Jrue communicates, how he competes, this team has a chance to have one of the best defensive backcourts there is in the league.
Right. And also, he's a 19-year-old kid. So they created a Duke incubator around him. A couple of players on the roster. You talked about Trajan Langdon in the front office. So now he doesn't have to feel like he's the guy. Jrue Holiday could be that guy. He could take the bullets when the team struggles. He's comfortable in his own skin. Yep. He's already got a big deal. And he already played with Anthony Davis on that squad. True. So he understands how to help nurture a young star on that team.
Yeah, and I was texting with Doris Burke earlier. She said that David Griffin's already kind of pushed him, like, be the MVP of this team, be the leader, and that's going to be okay. Do you think that he can be the undeniable leader of the team, Jrue Holiday?
Yes, he will be, because of all of the things I said, because all of the young players still have so much to prove. And he could look at those guys and be like, I was here in the playoffs, and we swept the Portland Trail Blazers, and so you guys need to come up to my level, not the other way around.
And when you talk to coaches in New Orleans, veteran players, it's a really quiet locker room, and they need leadership. You know, Jrue Holiday's not a vocal player. Lonzo Ball, even in the podcast we talked, one of the things he has to get better at is learning to talk to his team. And, you know, that's going to be part of this group, is getting guys to talk and take on that leadership, and having, you know, Holiday and Lonzo paired together in their, whether it's film study, they need to see Lonzo be a better practice player, play harder defensively, because he is a game player. He will go out and defend, but when you're around a Jrue Holiday, who's one of the better two-way guards in all of the league, and certainly one of the best defensive guards, was first-team All-League a couple years ago, he's going to help Lonzo be better day in and day out. And I think with Lonzo's conditioning getting better, make him a better practice player too.
And I will tell you this, even though he got nutmegged the other night by Trae Young, J.J. Redick's ability to be vocal having the experience of being in the playoffs, that'll help that team a long way.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.